What's up, Sofa Talk Gang? I hope y'all are having a beautiful Thursday evening. So happy to be back with you guys. As you chime in, let us know how you doing tonight. If you're having a good Thursday, had a good day at work. We know work can be hectic. Let us know how you doing tonight. We have some great dialogue for tonight. We want to have a convo and we want you to talk back to us tonight. Let us know what you think, what your thoughts are, how you feeling. Sister Brittany say doing good. I'm glad to hear that. We are doing well today also. Just been trying to prepare for our first Sofa Talk back after 2 months?
No, it's been about, I don't know, about 2 months.
Yeah.
Since the Sister Freeze.
Yeah, since the freeze.
Sister Freeze.
Oh, Sister Tiff said she just finished working out. She's feeling great. I know you feeling good, honey. It ain't nothing like that good old stroll. I'm going to have to get back out there.
Y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Smash the like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. We ain't been here in a while, so go ahead and give us a round of applause.
We are excited for our topic tonight. It is something that I'm sure has been well discussed.
Haven't subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah. So as we are waiting for some people to come on in, if you would share, and then we're gonna go ahead. We can actually go ahead and get started. Everybody can kind of catch in. This is a very sensitive topic, but I feel that it is a very necessary topic. I have several reasons why I wanted to jump in on this convo and just see what other people feel about the verdict and everything that's going on right now, because there's so much going on. I mean, it's like when you get one thing accomplished, then 2 or 3 other things come up, and we're right back where we started from. So it's like it's a never-ending battle, a never-ending struggle for us.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy day. We checked out the Dante Wright funeral. Seems like when you get over one, you end up going right back into another one. We witnessed another police shooting. What was the day before yesterday? So
with the young girl.
With
yesterday.
The young girl, that was yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it's an ongoing thing. Dante White was in the same.
Right.
Wright was in the same city police department that the George Floyd incident was. So the nation is still at an uproar. I saw on my cousin's post they're marching in Chicago, they're marching in Minnesota, they're doing protests all over the country again, and it seems like we can't shake past the police brutality, the unjust system, and just the mistreatment of human beings. Period. It is just unjust. It's downright wrong.
Yeah.
It's just wrong. Untrained policemen, racist policemen, for whatever misuse of authority, for whatever reason, we continue to keep dealing with the same exact thing, man, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Your thoughts, First Lady?
I totally agree. I think it's like that whole situation is multifaceted to me. It is. I think it's a lacking training. And then I say that, but then I feel like that's not so true, because black officers go and get the same training. So if the black officers get the same training, why are they not killing people the way that other people are? I mean, everybody's getting the same training, but we don't see that happening every day to everybody. Every police officer is not pulling a weapon and shooting people on accident, as they say. So I don't know if it's a training issue. I don't know if it's a race issue. I don't know I'm just so confused at this point, like what's going on, And then after looking at the statistics and trying to figure out, from looking at the numbers, something just don't seem right today. Something didn't add up. So it takes me back to the slavery days, when when we were being traded and when we were being killed because they had the authority to do so. It kind of takes me back to those days.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And after doing some research, it doesn't quite add up.
No,
it doesn't quite add up. It is some crazy things going on within this world. But first, we want to pay homage to the victims.
Yeah.
We want to pay homage to the victims that have already lost their lives to police brutality. Eric Gardner, John Crawford, Michael Brown, Ezell Ford, Dante Parker, Michelle, Laquan, George Mann, Tanisha, I can't pronounce that other one right there. Akai, Gurley, Tamir Rice. Go ahead, Rady, you can see it.
I can't see it that good. It looks like Romaine Brisbane,
Jermaine Reed, Matthew, Frank, Natasha, Tony Robinson, Anthony Hill, and the list goes on and on. Sandra Bland, and we have one right here in our own city, Tatiana Jefferson, Breonna Taylor, and George. Both of them, John. Antoine Rose. It is just too many to just name. It is so many names on that list, and it is heartbreaking to continue to add to the list. We continue to add to this list day in and day out. The list continues to grow. Police killings are the leading cause of death at 1.8% per 100,000 for men aged 25 through 29, trailing the causes of death, of accidental death, suicide, and other homicides. It's leading the pack of police killings
are leading
the ages of 25 to 29. Now, on a personal level, I got 8 boys, and that makes me afraid every time they travel, every time they go to work, every time they go to the store, especially because I got my boys. They wear the dreadlocks, so they can easily be profiled to be mistaken for somebody else or for anything. So we continue to keep them boys lifted in prayer. Not just our boys. I got plenty nephews. And the scary thing about all of this, those were all not men on the list.
Right.
There was
a lot of women.
Sandra
that's been killed by the police.
It is just getting out of hand, and normally we stay back and we let everybody else share their opinions and share their posts and stay out of the quote unquote political conversations, debates, specifically because we're brutally honest. We're gonna tell you like it is. We're gonna tell you how we feel. I thank God that I was saved, set free, and delivered, because I was very militant before getting saved. So I had a black power mentality, ready to cut throat. I couldn't have made it in the 60s. I couldn't have made it in slavery time. They would have hung me. They would have roped me, did anything else, because I don't have that type of demeanor nor attitude. I'm you give it to me, I'm gonna give it back to you the same way you give it to me. So I thank God that He's mellowed me out where I don't have problem to conversing with policemen and people of public figure power, authority figure powers, mayors or congressmen. I don't have no problem talking to them now, like I did before. I used to bump NWA, straight out of Compton. I was that dude, but I thank God that He's changed my mindset to not just focus on the negative aspect of it, but try to put my mind around the whole picture. And it's just Satan is just taking over the land.
You know, for me, I think it's more like, that's why I tagged a lot of the women who have children, especially sons, because I think that for a mother, this has become one of those things where we are afraid. Like I tell my kids, I really don't like phone calls after 10.
Right. Because
if it's an emergency, then I know you'll be calling me after that. But my heart is set on, I don't want I don't want a phone call telling me that my son got stopped by. Every time my boys get stopped by the police, I'm panicking, because we don't know how that's going to end. Because this baby that they had his funeral today, what's his name? Dante Wright. He got stopped because he had air fresheners hanging from his window. Air fresheners. We all have. I got air fresheners hanging from mine.
Take your air fresheners out.
Yes. And then the other guys, they had broken tail lights, or a tail light was out. The stops has been minor things, but then you end up taking a life in the midst of that. So I just, as a mother, I'm just to a point now where I just don't know what to think no more. And you can't tell the kids don't drive, don't go nowhere. I mean, we can't live in fear, because we all know what the Word of God says, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. At the same time, I think we have to use wisdom.
That's right.
And so,
and have these type of conversations.
Yeah.
Like the man of God said, we have to have these type of conversations with our church
thank you,
family.
Brother Brenton.
We had a couple of years ago. We invited Pastor. I call him Pops. Pastor Sherman Neal. He's a part of the Crowley Police Department. We had him come over, and he talked to our young men. He talked to the congregation. He gave plenty pointers on what the police are looking for, how we should even respond when getting pulled over.
Yeah.
He specifically told us to keep our cameras rolling.
Yeah.
Now, the police told us to keep our cameras rolling, record. If you look at the movie, I forget the name of the movie, the father taught his whole entire family, put your hands on the dashboard. Don't ride with your wallet in your back pocket. Put your wallet, as soon as you get in the car, put your wallet up front, or in a container, or somewhere where you can reach it if you need to reach it quickly without making certain moves. Because you got to realize that these people are in badges. They're humans too.
Yeah, they're afraid.
They are afraid. They're
afraid as well.
So many. Now, all of the people that's getting pulled over, and that they are not being what you call it,
combative.
Everybody's
not being
everybody
combative.
Not being combative. Everybody not. Some of them are following the rules and still getting shot. Some of them are being cooperative and still getting shot. So I don't know if it's needing to be more training or better selective in the hiring process on the type of individuals that need to be in charge. Some of these policemen was picked on when they was kids.
Yeah.
It was talked about when they was kids. I remember how some people, the teacher used to select the hall monitors, and the ones that we used to pick on all the time, them the ones that used to give us all the trouble, the crosswalkers, and they tell on us and have us sent it off. That's the same type of situation we have with these police officers.
Because now they abuse the authority that they have, or the voice that they now have. And
so if you pop off and don't do what they tell you to do, I'm the police, I can do this, and see, that's the wrong type of attitude to give to an individual that doesn't deserve that type of power.
Yes.
Since I believe I had some stats.
Sister Mia says she tells Pop all the time, don't call her late. And Sister Amber says she loves how we are looking at the situation from both sides. I absolutely. Look, I have half of my family is in law enforcement.
Right.
I don't talk about that much, but I have one of my cousins just retired from
classmates. Policemen. Good friend of mine in Shreveport is on the police force. One of the members at the church, fiance, is on the police force. So I have the utmost respect for the police departments, but it's the corrupt seeds that it's always some bad seeds in a bunch.
And the thing is, not all police officers are bad.
Not all of them are
bad. It's with anything else. You just have some that abuse their authority, and if they're not abusing their authority, they're racist. It's other issues.
Right.
But I don't look at every police officer and automatically assume that they're going to do something to harm me.
And this is exactly how we feel about it.
Yes. All lives matter.
All lives matter.
Not just ours.
Say his name.
Yes.
Say his name. Verdict is in. So how do you feel about the verdict?
I'm actually, I have gotten to the point where we have witnessed this over and over again, that I am happy to just see a verdict being put into place that is actually, I believe it could have been, I think if it was the other way around, it would have been a little stiffer. But for him to be convicted was good for me, you know?
Well, I got a different side.
Okay.
I got a different side. Verdict is good.
Yeah.
It's good. But the sentencing is different.
That's right.
We witnessed the sentencing of both of John.
Yeah.
And we wasn't happy with the
slap on the wrist. Yeah.
So I can't cheer and hoorah and say justice was served until it stops completely all across the land. I'm not excited about that.
Yeah.
And then to find out that Tatiana Jefferson's case hasn't even
went to court.
We ain't even went to court yet. And they said it's been delayed because of COVID. Well, Walmart never closed, Target never closed, the hospitals never closed,
the court never closed,
the fire department never closed, the electric company it never shut down, except for when they froze us out. All of that stuff, restaurants stayed open. All they had to do was put a mask on. So you mean to tell me the judge and the jury couldn't put a mask on?
Right.
So this family has to sit back almost 2 years before even a hearing, let alone court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I'm just saying with the verdict part, I'm happy. I do want to. I'm not cheering about it either. I'm not getting excited because I do as well want to see what the sentence is going to be. Because just like with her, we were happy that she got convicted. But then to get 10 years, that's not cool. Because if it was the other way around, he wouldn't have got 10 years. We all know that. He wouldn't have got 10 years. Sister Mia said, what about the sentence? I know. I think he's gonna get sentenced, and
he's getting sentenced in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
8 weeks. Media probably be back on board, but the people will probably have forgotten that there's been a verdict.
Yeah.
So in between the 8 weeks, that's almost 2 months, and then they have another little uproar. So are the people gonna march for 2 months?
No.
They're gonna protest for 2 more months?
No.
Or is the shooting gonna stop for 2 months? Because we saw that somebody got killed the exact same day that the verdict
was read. Yeah.
The exact same day.
Brother Brenton said, you have to make an example out of one of the police officers to send a message to the others. You ain't kidding. They have to do that. If they do that right this time and sentence him the way he should be sentenced and give him the max, it'll stop.
I'm glad somebody said that. Let's look at the statistics. Let's see. Number of people shot to death by the police in the United States from 2017 to 2021 by race. Y'all see the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just a black thing.
No.
Because if we look at the stats, we seeing, and I'm leaving it up here long on purpose, we seeing that all lives matter, because I don't see any protests from our Caucasian brothers. Neither do I see them from our Hispanic brothers. But we go marching in whenever there is tragedy. But we witness black on black crime day in and day out. Black Lives Matter when the police is concerned. But why doesn't Black Lives Matter when Bobo shoot Ray Ray? Why doesn't Black Lives Matter
it should.
during the Mo 3 case? Why didn't what was all of the uproar
and the
tantrums and the marching then? Killing is killing. Murder is murder. We ought to be marching and having uproar. That's why I sit back and I don't say too much. because I don't offend nobody. But since we have the floor.
Yeah, that's a really, really hard thing, because that makes that such a two-edged sword. Because
it is.
How do we are upset about the police killing us, but we're killing each other.
We're killing each other more than the police.
And they're probably looking at it. Think about it from their eyes. Well, y'all killing each other anyway. They just helping us out. Like, we have no unity as a black people. We pick and choose who we want to be cool with. We pick and choose who we want to protect, who we want to march for, and things like that. And I think that just around the board, there's no unity, period, with us. Man, every other race can get together and do everything. And I've seen so many posts saying we're the most accepting race, and we are. We don't meet a stranger.
Put the stats back up there again.
But
I think I need to put the stats back up there again. One more time for the stats.
Go ahead.
Put it back up there again, man. Somebody might have missed it.
But it's just like, it's unfortunate, we see it every day in our communities, but nobody's fighting against, because most of the time those people are our cousins. They are, our nephews, our children, and they're shooting up the neighborhood and being territorial and all of that. But at the same time, in that same neighborhood, if a police come in there that's of another color, then here we go. We want to march and we want to do all this and that. But what happened the week before when somebody of our own race killed somebody in that same neighborhood?
Right.
We have to stop being biased, and we just have to look at it. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong. None of them Caucasian brothers deserve to die.
None of them
Hispanic brothers deserve to die.
Not one of them.
None of the it said other and unknown. Yeah. None of them individuals deserve to die by the hands of the police department.
Just like the black people didn't deserve to die as well.
Period. Point blank. In 2015, there was 1,134 killings. That's everybody included. Everybody. And that number hasn't went down since 2015. There's a training issue. There's an authority abuse issue. And then we have to do our part. We have to train and teach our sons and daughters respect.
So true.
We have to train and teach our sons and daughters respect. When they leave our house, they act like some wild hens. How do I know? Because I have several teacher friends that are teachers. They are principal, and they said, that's your son, that's your nephew, I know who to call so that let me know you acting a fool when you're not under our supervision.
That's right.
And then we've gotten away from the concept of it takes a village to raise a child, because we get mad when somebody else raise their voice at our child, knowing they need the voice raised at them. Well, you can't talk to my child like that. I'll be the one to handle them.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to the village concept?
They don't live
the
no
village
more.
concept comes into effect when you need some help bailing little Timmy out.
Yeah.
Or you need some prayer for whoever that's been shot or injured. Then we're a village. First lady, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we have witnessed that, like, throughout the years, that people didn't want us to tell their children anything, but a lot of people, I mean, they're all grown now, but we had to bail a lot of them out.
Yeah.
We've gotten people out of jail and everything, and the crazy part about it is,
and I ain't seen them since.
We hadn't seen them since, but but the thing about it to me is, I mean, thank God they haven't gotten into any more trouble or anything like that we know of. But
I got a different phone number now, though.
Oh yeah,
you do too.
Yeah, we got different numbers, but it's amazing to me though, just how you can just get caught up in the hype. That's what we've been. I heard one of my sons, our oldest son, he got stopped by the police last week, and he was saying how irate the Sister Mia said slap mine. Yeah. How irate my son was talking about how irate the officer was that walked up to his window, and he said he know that he was speeding. He was already ready to get the ticket because he was on his way to work. He was running behind. But he said that the police was so mad when he came to his window, and he was like, he hadn't done anything. They hadn't even talked. He hadn't even said anything to him. They hadn't even had a conversation, and the man was already angry. So I then started telling him, 28 years old and all, I don't care. Listen, next time you get stopped by the police, you have your wallet ready. He did say, he told us though that he had to ask the officer, because he was so angry. He said, hey, I'm gonna get my driver's license and insurance, but it's in my wallet. My wallet is in my back pocket. So he's having to reach behind him. That could have went any kind of way.
That's why I say have that wallet on your dash or close where you
keep your change, something. Don't have it where you got to dig for nothing and make them nervous because they already scared that they're making those stops and they're panicking as they're waiting for you to give that information.
Nobody knew what these individuals were about to witness or go through.
Yeah.
As I look at this, Eric Gardner had just broke up a fight, according to testimony witness. Isaiah Ford was walking in his neighborhood. Sister Michelle was changing the lock on her home's door when police arrived to take her to a mental health facility. Tarnisha Anderson was having a bad mental health episode and her brother called 911. Tamir Rice was playing in the park. Natasha McKinney was having a schizophrenic episode when she was tased in Fairfax, Virginia. Walter Scott was going to an auto parts store. My God. Betty Jones answered the door to let Chicago police officers in to help her upstairs neighbor who called the police to resolve a domestic dispute. Philando Castile was driving home from dinner with his girlfriend, Botham John. Guess what he was doing? He was eating ice cream in his living room in Dallas. Tatiana Jefferson was babysitting her nephew at home in Fort Worth, Texas. Eric Reason was pulling into a parking lot at a local chicken and fish shop. Dominique Clayton was sleeping in her bed. Breonna Taylor was also sleeping in her bed. And George Floyd was at the grocery store.
Lord have mercy.
He was at the grocery store. So regardless of what we can do, we never know from this moment to the next what we are going to encounter in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Next 5 to 10 minutes, our whole life can change.
Just going to the store.
And please, ma'am, please, sir, opposed to just pulling out your if you related to me or if you even know me for any specific amount of time, don't just pull your phone out and record. Have my back.
Yeah.
We got bail money. We all can. If you get shot, then we getting shot.
Yeah. I think we need to start acting. We can't, a lot of the people are marching and protesting and all of that, but that is not showing them that we are tired of this. You can say it all day, but we got to really show them that, I was talking to my middle son today, Brandon. He's our third oldest. Y'all know that's a character right there.
Hit the like button, hit the share.
And he was saying how, that the marching and the protesting and all that is not doing justice. But he said every great leader who has led in any capacity in the past has had to get, had to show them that we mean business. You have to show people that you mean what you say and that you're not going to take it. We're not going to keep taking this land down. I mean, this has to stop at some point. And this is not just for the black race. This is for all races. This is for all lives. Just not only the black lives are not the only ones that matter, but it's like it's magnified when it comes to our race, and then we see it on a daily basis. This is what makes it bad. But y'all saw the statistics just like we did, and we're not the only race that's dying at a high level. Also, I do want to go back because I know Sister Mia asked a question earlier. She wanted to know how we felt about the 16-year-old girl who got shot. I actually shared her picture on my page, and I just said, Lord have mercy, because I read the story. I don't know all of the, I don't have all the facts for that story. And I looked for it. It was a bunch of chaos going on before that happened. I'm under the impression from what I read in the story that those were 3 adult ladies that came to jump that baby, and she had already been kicked in the head by the dad or whatever they were foster kids. That situation, I think that could have been handled a different way. I do understand why the police officer shot her. I cannot say I don't, because I'm gonna be fair all the way around the board. I do understand if I was a police officer and I came up and somebody's stabbing somebody, or if she's swinging the knife like in a stabbing motion towards somebody, I can see the reasoning for them. I don't think they should have shot her. I will say that I don't think she should have been shot.
They need to be trained not to
shoot first. Yes, if she wasn't attacking them, so I don't understand why they shot her. I understand that she was attacking somebody, but she had been attacked. I think that could have been, that whole incident could have been avoided had the police announced themselves and then said, get on the ground, or it's the police, get on the ground, drop your weapon, something, because to my knowledge and from what I was reading, she called the police.
Right.
And then they come and kill her. But I mean, I think that was just a big misunderstanding. My heart is broken behind it because that's somebody's 16-year-old baby girl, and so that doesn't lighten the load on, and it doesn't change the situation, and it definitely don't change the facts.
She shot her 4 times.
They shot her 4 times, and then after that, to add fuel to the fire, that police officer said, "Blue lives matter." After he got through shooting her, and she wasn't coming for him, so I don't understand why they thought that she was a threat to the police officers. I don't know. I don't even know why he yelled that, but he got cussed out real good by the people that were standing around and saying, why would you say that blue lives matter at a time like this, and you shot this child in front of all of us?
Brother Mayberry said, one good rule of thumb is to take a photo of your license and keep it on your phone.
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good idea.
That way you ain't got to reach
for it
in your wallet or anything. Sister Tiff said something on there too.
Sister Tiff said, my brother was walking out of a friend's apartment and was handcuffed because he fit the description, which was black with a do-rag. Wow. That's not acceptable to me. Don't arrest me and humiliate me in front of people because I fit a description because I'm black, because all black people don't look alike. I haven't seen nobody that look the same, not to me, unless you're related. So that's an insult to me for them to say, "Oh, I'm handcuffing you because you look like somebody we're looking for." That don't make sense to me. And I've been seeing that a lot lately. I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of that narrative. They need to come up with something different.
Yeah, that's bogus.
Yeah, very much so.
That's bogus. What else we got?
So, just be careful.
Gotta be careful.
Whatever you do, Lord, just make sure that you educate your son and daughters. I
left off the 2021 stats purposely. There's been 213. Well, if we add the other 2 just recently, because these was put out in March, so there's 215 that we know of shot in 2021, and 32 of them are black.
So out of 213, only 32. Well,
215. 32 are black.
Is that a 2 or a 3 or 0?
That was 30 before I knew about the other 2.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's mind blowing.
Let's hear some of these comments.
It's mind blowing.
So what are your what are your reactions to the verdict? What are your reactions to the verdict?
Somebody come on, chime in. We'll read your comment.
We don't have any games or prizes tonight. We on serious ministry time tonight. No games.
Yeah.
We wanna try to get some healing, some understanding.
Yeah. How many and then while you're chiming in and giving us your take on the verdict and everything, how many of you watched the funeral today for Dante Wright?
And here's another thought. The officer Aaron Dean, he bonded out $200,000 bond, and he's been out of jail ever since Tatiana Jefferson's death.
Hasn't spent a day in jail since.
He spent maybe 30 minutes there.
That's it. Bonded out, been free for the last 2 years, and we are still waiting to go to trial.
That's right. But maybe we say this is a good place where the people can vent and express their feelings. Hats off, HOD. Salute.
All right.
Salute. Salute, man.
Thanks, bro.
We're trying to do some different things, come from different angles on ministry. We just not gonna preach every time we get on here, but we want to have some real live conversations.
Yeah.
And try to get to some issues that need to be addressed the right way.
Sister Brittany said, I don't see the verdict as justice, but I see it as accountability. That's the way I feel. They are finally taking some type of accountability for it. Like Pastor said, I won't say that it is justice until I hear that sentence.
I want to hear the sentence.
I gotta hear it. I gotta hear what the sentence is gonna be, because that's where we'll see then if they care or not.
What I would like to see is, because like I said, I do have a lot of police friends, and I reached out to a lot of my police friends to come have a forum or either get on a platform like this, and not one of them wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So
and that's understandable.
That's understandable.
It's understandable
because you got to look at it from both sides. They still got to be loyal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still their job.
Yeah.
And but to some certain extent, I gotta be able to trust you.
I have to be.
I gotta be able to trust you. I gotta be able to feel safe and to know that that this type of mistreatment upsets you as well, even though you wear
that's your job. Yeah,
even though it's your job.
Yeah, that's like me in the medical field. When they do that, I don't like people to be mistreated.
All day long privately.
Yeah, but publicly.
The public needs to hear it also.
So that gives me a great indication that that's not really how you feel. If you cannot express your feelings publicly that, hey, I'm still human and I am a black police officer and I don't like what's going on, then I'm thinking you might be a little Uncle Tom.
Well, I've seen several videos as well where other black police officers are recording, and they've been pulled over and mistreated as well.
Yeah.
That the other guy didn't know that they were
police officer. Yeah.
And so they asked for their badge numbers and bloop. One guy pulled over a judge and didn't know he was pulling over a judge.
Yeah.
Another guy pulled over a mayor of a small town and didn't know he was the mayor.
Yeah.
So to the policeman that just want to be hoorah and gung ho rookie of the year, whatever you trying to do or get accomplished, you don't even know who's behind the wheels of these cars.
Right.
It could be a billionaire. We see several times that athletes get mistreated, and then they don't know that they're the athlete because some people don't have their names registered to the vehicle. They just drive. It might be a business name on the back of the car, and they get out and just acting all crazy and misusing and abusing authority, and don't know that they run the town or that they are actually an employee of theirs.
Yeah. So Sister Amber said, I'm okay with it. I just want to hear the sentence. So she want to hear the sentence as well. I think that it is very important for us now to kind of start making sure that we stay calm. Like, it was geared towards the men, and y'all know I'm always praying for all the men of our church and all of our sons. But shoot, now I'm gonna include the women, because the men are not the only ones that's getting killed, by the police. So
that it's not just African Americans.
Yeah,
it's
everybody. Yeah,
everybody is getting misused by the police department. Mm-hmm. Nobody's just in an uproar in the other races.
Yeah,
but they're suffering as well, and they have some injustice going on as well. It's just an abuse of authority.
And I'm gonna tell you, I heard, I was sitting there watching the funeral, and they kept on CNN, they kept kind of chiming in and having little discussions and slight debates. Y'all know how they do that on CNN, and they were talking about how there's no like, if it was a white officer pulling over a black man, then he would take his authority overboard. And then the police officer would say, well, the black person was irate, they was doing this and that. But I saw a lot of videos, even on Facebook, where white people were being pulled over by white people. They were swinging knives at them. I seen this one man, he was drunk. He was trying to stab the police officer. He charged him, got in his car, tried to run him over. They never pulled a gun. Never. I waited on purpose and watched the entire video to see when were they going to pull a gun on this fool. He almost hit them with the car and everything. They never pulled a gun. But it's mind-boggling to me that a black man could be seated in his car, not doing anything to you, but probably irate because you pulled him over, and now you're doing extra at the window. He's probably raising his voice, and he's that much of a threat to you that you pull a gun instead of pulling a taser and you shoot him. But he's not waving a knife at you. He didn't pull his gun on you. Now, granted, I do know that there are some black people that have pulled their guns out on the police and has shot and all of that. I'm a big ID fan. That's all I do all day. Watch ID. I'm good for that. I watch ID. So I know a lot of, I've seen my fair share of both sides. We all crazy when it comes to that. But where does the injustice stop, though? That's my thing, when does that stop? I don't want my kids to be a statistic, and I definitely don't want that phone call one day saying,
we gotta teach them how to comply. Don't be combative when you get pulled over. The first thing I was taught when Daddy told me is yes sir, no sir. Mm-hmm. Yes ma'am, no ma'am. Mm-hmm. The objective is to go home.
Right.
Get your ticket, go home.
Right.
And I was telling you earlier, I practiced driving intoxicated. Lord knows, ain't no way I should have got through that many years of driving intoxicated and never being pulled over.
Yeah. Until
I got to the end of the road and God wanted to change my life, and then I get pulled over. But for years, driving with no insurance, suspended license, now never got pulled over. So when I did get pulled over, it was my demeanor when they walked up that allowed me to drive off. Mm-hmm. My objective is to get you to be on my side, buddy. Yes, sir. What else you need? It's not being Uncle Tom or scary or nothing. I want to go home. I ain't trying to be locked up. I want to go home. Give me my ticket so I can go on about my business. You go on about yours, and everything be fine after that.
That's right.
I want to go home. Right. So my job as the motor vehicle operator is to comply. What you pulling me over for? Now, either you combative, you got something to hide in the car, or what? Especially if you roll the window down. Man, wait till you get home to 420. Mm-hmm. Do everything in the privacy of your own home.
So you don't even run the risk.
You ain't got to be if you're felon and you know you're felon, don't be riding around with the gun in the car.
Yeah.
Some of these things we bring on ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
And it ain't nothing spiritual about it. It's just using common sense.
Yeah. Using
common sense. All of us ain't model citizens. Mm-mm. We ain't model citizens. All of us ain't model citizens. And there's a whole lot of folk that just like living on the edge. Don't like to abide by the rules or submit to authority. Can't nobody tell you what to do. Them the ones, sorry to say it, end up getting the short end of the stick, and we sad song singing and flower bringing.
Yeah. Yeah, it gotta stop. And I think too, we want them to have the correct training and all of that, but also we got a lot to do with the way that outcome is when that police officer walk up to that window. You got a lot to do with the way that ends as well.
Sister Benicia said they always see us as being aggressive.
Always.
And Brother Mayberry said, I think it starts with the value of life. Our lives are not valued. We have to convince our own race that our lives matter as well.
That's right. Good. Yeah. That's
our lives matter.
Yes.
Our lives matter.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but my life matters.
Mine too.
And that's the same thing I was talking about. My life matter enough to me to go home to my wife and kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't trying to argue over what's going to be, what, a $35, $45 ticket for me going 5 miles or 10 miles over 30?
Even if it's a $300 ticket.
$300
It's not worth my life.
Man. Go to community service, pick up some trash, and get it wiped off your record, and then keep on living.
Yeah, I done had plenty of tickets and got community service, so it can be done. It ain't. You can still live.
I don't want to be doing no funerals over a traffic stop.
No. That's getting out of hand.
Or domestic disputes.
Yeah.
I believe we can handle our situations on our own without calling 12.
Yeah. I do too.
We can start policing ourselves.
Yeah.
Police will say, man, hey, and if we become more involved in the community, they say, hey man, pull your pants up. Hey man, you smell, you got the whole store smelling like that. Man, won't you wait till you get to the house and do that stuff, boy?
Yeah.
What happened to the old schoolers? We the old schoolers now, but we don't want to say nothing to these youngsters for fear of them being combative with us.
Yeah. And all we're doing is trying to save your life.
All we're trying to do is save your life.
That's it.
Cause we got the mindset of, well, I don't care what he do, it ain't mine. But you're doing it too.
Yeah, that's so true. And we cannot think like that. We cannot think like that. You know what I'm gonna say? When Brandon, before he ever even touched the penitentiary floor, a lady talked to him, pulled him out of a crowd,
that was good.
And she talked to him about himself and
it's
was
still
telling
on
him,
his mind,
yeah, and he talk about it to this day. The lady told him that, boy, stop acting a fool and pull your pants up and stuff. I know your mama didn't raise you that way.
That's right.
And that's what we need. And she was an older lady. That's what we need. We all need that.
You remember we went to a couple of weeks ago. We went to your auntie house, and it's a route that we both used to take all of the time. We used to ride up and down Millenberry in Fort Worth. We used to ride up and down Millenberry. But this particular time, I didn't see fit to ride through that crowd. Back in the day, I'd have rolled through the crowd as long how it took me 45 minutes to an hour to ride through it, just to be seen, just to be a part of the environment. I went all the way through Eastwood, the back way through Eastwood, went all the way around it, and because I ain't got time for that foolishness.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. And the police were waiting then.
And the police were sitting there watching and letting them do it. They were waiting on them to get all the way out of control, and so they can sweep them.
So I think it's just us. We gotta just kind of look, stay out the way. Stay out the way. Stay respectful. Yeah.
And in the church.
Yes.
I ain't scared to tell now one of our members, say, hey boy, where you been? Hey girl, you who you going to the prom with?
Yeah.
What's his name? Tell him to come to church. I need to see him.
Yeah.
He ain't going to the prom with you till he come see us. That's being the shepherd. That's being a leader over your flock. Man, be in their business.
Yeah.
I'm in your business. Say, man, who you got over your house? Where you going? What y'all doing over there? And you ain't even got to tell me. I mean, that's the part of consecrating and praying. Having a praying leader. We ain't got to be all in your business looking on your page to know that something ain't right going on.
Yeah.
So it's there. It's there. It's there. I think we did a good job.
Did anybody else have any comments or anything that you wanted to add?
We're only here for an hour.
We got a few minutes left.
We didn't know, let's look at the comments, okay? Look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. They can see the comments.
I don't think it's any new comments yet.
I think all of them are on there. Yeah.
Anybody else? I'm glad my cousin came in. Riri, you have anything you want to add, Riri? If you're still in here.
All of the YouTubers. Shout out to all of the Twitchers. We got a Twitch screen. We got a YouTube screen, and then we got Facebook screen. So this one screen have all of the comments combined. I think we had a pretty good dialogue. I believe we got some things off our chest, and we got some knowledge. And when you see the numbers and see stats, you kind of take things into perspective. And
you have a different outlook.
You have a different outlook on everything that is going on. Everything is not meant for us to lash, but God wants us to analyze, ponder, and always try to find the positive out of what we believe to be a negative situation.
Yeah. And anyway, in all thy getting, the Bible said, in all thy getting, get an understanding. You know, we want to make sure. My cousin said, Riri said, I'm moving out that way, and I said I was coming to y'all church, so sending me this was confirmation for me tonight. Well, glory! Come on, baby.
Come on.
I was trying to include everyone that I thought that had a son, you know. That because this hits home for every mother. I mean, if you have a husband, a boyfriend, this hits home for us because this could be one of ours. Right. You know, and then what, like Pastor was saying earlier, we have 8 boys, and so that is my fear. Like every day, I'm like, Lord, please cover my babies. You know, I know they're going to, because we got one, Tori. He goes to work way to Dallas, and so the commute from Crowley to Dallas every day and coming home, it is like it's a problem for me. So I ask him all the time, baby, you gonna find something closer out this way so you don't have to go that way? He said, Ma, nah, I'm sticking with my job, but I want him to find something closer so that I don't have to be worried about him every time he steps foot out the door. But he's good about calling, texting, letting me know. So
if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit it before it hits you.
Sister Tiff said me and Sister Brittany just read that scripture. See, there you go. That's confirmation. And all you're getting, get an understanding.
Get understanding.
Yes.
Get understanding. One more look at the victims' names.
We cannot forget them. We still want justice for all, but we definitely want justice for our people, because, you know, like our brother was saying, we don't want people to ever think that our lives don't matter.
Right.
They are sadly mistaken to think that, and I never want anybody to feel like we overlook that either. And by thinking, well, they did something wrong or whatever. I don't care what people have done. They don't deserve that, you know. Because they're quick to run their names in the mud, boy. As soon as they get killed, you don't hear nothing about the police officer's background or what he did before he became an officer. But the victim is ridiculed. He's torn down. They tell you how they did drugs, how they robbed, how they got in trouble, had a conviction way back in 2001. Here it is, 2021, and they still talking about what he did to justify the death of that person. So we just want to be mindful. We wanted to bring this to everyone's attention, let you know that, you know, we love God, but we also know what is going on around us.
I know. I keep my ear to the street. I keep my ear. I follow numerous bloggers, so I know what's going on out there in the rap industry, or I know about all of the cases that's going on. I know about all of the gang violence that's going on. I have to stay current up and on everything to know what to preach.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be in alignment of what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm a thermometer. I'm gonna check the temperature of the environment that I'm in. Amen, somebody. Amen. Well, that's all we got, man. Gonna give the Lord. I think we're doing good. Y'all gonna hit the hearts. Hit the hearts on Facebook. On Facebook. Hope y'all enjoyed the set tonight. Hope we did what we were supposed to do. We back next week?
Yeah.
You remember what topic was? I think we wrote it down. Next week we might have some games coming back next week.
Yeah.
But we dealing with parenting next week. Young parenting.
Yes.
We 70s kids. So the way we grew up and the way they growing up, they're two totally different worlds. Oh my God. So I can't wait to laugh and joke about how we grew up and give some pointers to the younger parents that are just starting out as parents and need some guidance. Mm-hmm. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
But we gotta be able to be teachable. We gotta be able to listen to the ones that's already done it before.
That's right.
We gotta listen. All right. First Lady, what you got?
That's it for me. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Thank you for all the input. Y'all keep us in your prayers. We will definitely keep you guys in our prayers. Y'all know what time it is. Sofa Talk Gang. We out.
Yada 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 yada. I like that.